I'm excited to have Brian Snyder, Regional Director, Verizon Cellular Sales, here in New York with me today. Brian, how are you?
I'm great, April. It's great to be with you.
Thanks so much for joining us. It's an honor to have you.
My pleasure.
You've been a longtime customer and friend of Centrical, so I'm just going to get right to it.
Okay.
Why Centrical and why us for this journey that you're on?
Well, first and foremost, we love the platform. When we were doing our research, and we did a lot of research, it was not even close. I mean, it was by far and away, we were blown away by Centrical's platform. And really what we were looking to do with it was we were trying to introduce a value system, a new value system of points, because we have 100% commission salespeople, and when they're on the floor, they're going to sell what pays. But our partner Verizon had started asking us to sell some other things that was really important to them, and it was really hard to try to get our sales reps to sell those products, so we needed that new value system. We also wanted to see, we saw an opportunity for building better, more well-rounded sales behaviors. You've got your top producers that don't sell so many attachment rate percentage stuff. You've got your lower-end volume producers, but they're great at attachment percentage. So how do we build out a more well-rounded sales force? And we really felt like the platform would help us with that. And then how do we become more agile? Right? Our business is always changing. That's one thing that never changes. So we really felt like the platform will allow us to be much more agile.
And speaking of agility, I think that's such a big term, especially in these times. Do you have any examples of where the platform has helped you, be more agile in the last number of years?
Oh, absolutely. There was a product that Verizon had launched called Hum, and it was a product they were very passionate about, and they wanted to see us sell it, and we just couldn't get a lot of our people on board with it because it was kind of hard to set up for the customer. The sales process was longer, and it didn't pay very well. And so it was really hard, and Verizon was really kind of getting on us about it. And then once we launched Centrical's platform and we put some points behind it, they started feeling like they were getting extra credit, and sales soared. And so we got the big win with Verizon. Verizon got the big win, and our sales reps felt like they were getting extra credit. So it ended up working great.
I love that. And then in that case, everybody wins.
That's
so
right.
It's a win-win for everybody.
That's right.
In terms of, how the solution has helped you from a frontline perspective. I know we often talk about company-wide, change, but you often have really great examples of where Centrical, and I know you guys call it C-Score, where it's made a difference in the day-to-day lives of your frontline sales teams. Can you share any examples of that?
Sure. So one of them, I got a great quote. In fact, I'd love it if we could put it up on the board so everybody could see it. But I got this quote from Gina Rogers, who's been with me for a lot of years, and she's been a fantastic teammate. But she sent this quote to me, and I'd love to read it. Centrical is a game changer. Prior to launch, I was stagnant with my performance for years. I was stuck at the same level with no real confidence that I could improve. But the introduction of C-Score breathed new life into my understanding and belief that I could achieve more. I earned more money than I ever thought was possible, which has created an enormous positive impact for my family. I will always be grateful to Centrical for the amazing platform they've created, and to Cellular Sales for providing me with a truly life-changing opportunity.
That's one of my favorite quotes by far.
Isn't that great?
It's really great. And I know it's inspired a lot of us and a lot of our customers around the globe because it's real and it's authentic and it's about inspiration. I'd love it if you could share about what you often talk about, the difference between being motivated, inspired, and how people don't necessarily come to work for a company or a manager, but in your view, and again, speaking to what you do at your organization, what is that inspiration all about for you and your teams?
Well, it comes from, for us, it comes from our CEO and just his belief of that people don't, like you mentioned, they don't come to work for a company. They come to work for themselves and their families and to exercise their passions, right? And one of the things that I learned early on working with him was I learned the difference between motivation and inspiration. When somebody's motivating you, they're wanting you to do something, right? But when you're inspired, you want to do it for yourself. And one of the things that we've loved seeing with the platform is that our sales team members are seeing how they're performing versus their peers. They're seeing how they're doing against their friends. And you don't really need to motivate them, right? They get inspired all their own with their peer-to-peer challenges and things like that. So it's been great to see their inspiration without needing a whole lot of motivation from us.
That's so great. And I think it's so important, again, as people are sort of leaving their jobs in droves, we often talk about the great resignation. What's so important is to engage and inspire, employees. I'd love to shift now a little bit to organization-wide transformation. You know, we've talked about change at an individual level with that beautiful quote from Gina, and the transformation I think that Verizon has had, Verizon Cellular Sales has had, you know, with Centrical. Can you talk about that transformation and what that journey's been like with Centrical?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So we are one company, but we operate as 32 different regions, and we are given tremendous amount of autonomy from our CEO and how we decide to run our business. And with Centrical's platform, it's been a lot of fun because we're all trying different things to see what works, right? We're trying different types of challenges. We're trying different new KPIs to see how the sales force responds to them. So we've got all these little testing labs going on across the country, which is really fun. But it's also brought us a lot closer together too, because we're seeing a lot of results that are universal, right? And so it's how do we continue those trends? How do we continue to get more of those trends in position for us? So it's been great. It's just been fantastic. And really, if you look at it from where we were a couple of years ago to where we are now, Centrical's platform is one of the most important top 3 platforms that we use in our company now. It's as important, if not more important, than our point of sale system, which in a very short time, that's become very, very, very valuable to our company.
Wow, that's super inspiring, and we're so honored to be part of that journey with you. So today we've talked about motivation, inspiration, engagement, and truly the transformation that you've had, you know, with and through our partnership. So I want to thank you again for that, and thank you for your time today and joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.